In today's episode, we explore a relationship facing pressure from every direction. Misunderstandings continue to grow. Loyalties begin to shift. Simple conversations turn into moments of doubt. Episode 61 of Ilzam Ishq highlights how emotions, intentions, and timing intersect in ways that shape people's choices. This chapter is a study of patience, truth, and the weight of expectations. What follows is a careful look at what happens in this episode, how the characters respond, and why these events matter for the story moving forward. Ilzam Ishq has always focused on the quiet struggles that come with love, responsibility, and social influence. By the time episode 61 begins, the characters are already carrying emotional burdens created by earlier conflicts. Promises have been made and broken. Boundaries have been tested. Assumptions have been allowed to grow without correction. Each character is now operating under a mixture of hope, fear, and hesitation. The central themes of this episode revolve around trust under pressure, gaps in communication, and the influence of family on personal decisions. These themes appear not through large dramatic confrontations, but through everyday conversations that reveal deeper emotional patterns. Episode 61 shows how even a calm situation can hold tension beneath the surface when the truth remains unspoken. As the episode opens, the tone feels noticeably different. The environment is quiet, but the silence carries weight. The characters move carefully, aware that small actions can trigger emotional reactions. This sense of caution becomes the foundation for the unfolding story. One of the earliest scenes presents a simple conversation that should have brought clarity. Instead, it becomes an interaction filled with misunderstanding. One character attempts to speak honestly, hoping to reduce tension. The other responds defensively, sensing judgment where none was intended. A conversation meant to bring peace becomes a source of doubt. This moment reflects one of the show's recurring themes. Relationships often suffer not because of what people say, but because of what they fear. As the episode continues, we see how pressure affects behavior. Some characters feel obligated to protect others. Some feel the need to distance themselves to maintain emotional balance. Others try to remain neutral while struggling with their own insecurities. These pressures influence decisions that appear reasonable on the surface, but are rooted in internal conflict. One character begins to set boundaries, trying to create distance in order to think clearly. Another takes a protective approach, believing that firm behavior is the best way to prevent further problems. These responses create a push and pull dynamic that shapes the mood of the entire episode. A key turning point comes when one character experiences a quiet but meaningful realization. After episodes of silence, hesitation, and emotional restraint, this character begins to understand that staying quiet is no longer an option. Their change in perspective is subtle, but it marks an important shift in the story. It does not resolve the tension, but it guides the episode toward a new direction. This realization becomes a reminder that silence can protect a person temporarily, but it cannot fix misunderstandings. Family involvement plays a noticeable role in episode 61. Relatives respond to situations based on limited information. They form opinions quickly. They offer advice without understanding the full story. Their intentions are not harmful, but their influence deepens the emotional tension. Statements become assumptions. Assumptions become beliefs. And those beliefs begin to guide decisions that affect the central relationship at the heart of the narrative. The drama portrays this dynamic in a grounded and realistic manner. Instead of showing aggressive interference, the episode highlights how even gentle comments from family members can shape emotional responses. The characters navigate these influences carefully, trying to maintain balance without causing additional conflict. Later in the episode, there is a conversation that feels crucial but ends without resolution. Two key characters attempt to express their thoughts. Both want clarity. Both want to reduce the growing distance between them, but timing, environment, and emotional fatigue prevent them from finishing the discussion. This unfinished conversation becomes a powerful symbol for the entire episode. Love is not the problem. Misunderstanding is. The blame falls on emotions that remain trapped between intention and expression. Much of episode 61 focuses on internal struggles. One character is wrestling with issues of trust. Another wants to appear strong, even though they feel exhausted. A third is torn between loyalty and fairness. These internal conflicts seep into their interactions, creating tension that none of them fully acknowledges, but all of them feel. Every choice made in this episode is influenced by these personal battles. No one acts out of malice. Each decision comes from a place of fear, hope, or confusion. The episode uses these moments to emphasize how human emotions shape relationships more deeply than any external conflict. Close to the end of the episode, one character makes an attempt at reconciliation. Their voice is softer. Their words are more thoughtful. They genuinely hope to ease the tension. For a moment, it seems like the conflict might finally begin to resolve. But the emotional state of the other character prevents the conversation from unfolding as intended. What could have been a solution turns into another instance of misunderstanding. Even the right words can fail when spoken at the wrong moment. The final scenes of episode 61 rely on subtle gestures rather than dramatic actions. One character looks back, regretting what they could not say. Another remains quiet, unsure whether to speak or remain silent. A distance forms not because of anger, but because of hesitation. The episode ends on this unresolved note, leaving space for the next chapter to explore the emotional consequences. This episode matters for several reasons. First, it shows how fragile trust can be when not supported by open communication. Trust is not broken by grand betrayals here. It fades slowly through misinterpretation, silence, and fear of confrontation. Second, the episode highlights the importance of emotional timing. Words are not enough. Honesty is not enough. What matters is whether individuals are emotionally prepared to understand each other. Episode 61 demonstrates how even sincere efforts can lead to disappointment when timing is off. Third, this chapter reflects everyday social dynamics that viewers may recognize. Family influence, emotional pressure, and unspoken expectations are common elements in real relationships. The episode presents these themes without exaggeration, allowing the audience to connect with the characters on a personal level. Fourth, episode 61 builds momentum for the storyline ahead. The unresolved conversations, hidden intentions, and emotional gaps created here will shape the next episodes. Future chapters may explore how honesty can restore trust, or how silence might deepen the divide. Fifth, the episode reinforces the meaning of the show's title. Ilzam Ishq. Love is often blamed for problems that come from misunderstanding, fear, or social influence. In this episode, we see how characters blame their emotions when the real cause lies in communication gaps and unspoken expectations. Finally, the episode humanizes every character. No one is portrayed as purely right or wrong. Instead, each person is shown as someone trying to navigate complex emotions. Their imperfections make them realistic. Their choices reflect the challenges of balancing responsibility, affection, and personal boundaries. The closing moments of the episode underline the theme that emotional distance builds slowly, one hesitation at a time. Relationships change not because of major decisions, but because of unexpressed thoughts and fears that accumulate over time. The episode ends with each character standing at an emotional crossroads. They want clarity but struggle to find the right words. They want peace but hesitate to take the first step. They want connection but are uncertain how to rebuild it. Episode 61 prepares the narrative for deeper exploration in the chapters ahead. The story will soon reveal which characters choose honesty, which remain cautious, and how these choices influence the direction of their relationships. In the world of Ilzam Ishq, love becomes both a comfort and a challenge. Understanding, not emotion alone, determines what survives.